What's up guys, it's your favorite Q coach. Welcome to a new video in this new video series where we talk about our student before and after swings. Let's go do this thing. So if you guys are new to KiwiGolf Japan, we do a bunch of videos like this every single week. So you got to go down there, hit that little red subscribe button, I know, right there. Go click it, smash the like button, leave a comment, and share the video. Let's hop into the first part. Alright guys, so we got a college golfer today, very talented player, had a great golf swing before, but there's definitely some swing mechanics in his golf swing that was causing him to hit a little bit of a left miss. So in this lesson, we really kind of work on swing mechanics that would influence a little bit more of a straighter to slightly right miss, just to kind of counteract the left miss. Because again, he's shooting around level par, he's doing pretty good, but he has some stray shots with his irons as well as the driver that tend to get like a little big snap hook. So let's go take a look at his golf swing and see what was causing that left miss. So if we take a look at the left video, this is going to be his before. When we get up to the top of the swing, just off the first glance, nothing looks too crazy from here. It looks like a really solid backswing. Now, when I go through my checkpoints though, what I like to do first is I draw a line from the heel straight up, and this kind of just shows me where the right elbow is positioned at this point in the golf swing. Now for my preference, I like to see that the elbow is slightly in front of this line, or at least touching the right side of the line from our view. Now from this position, again, it's not a horrible position, it's a little bit behind. If he had a good elbow move in transition and where it kind of moved more out and got into a proper position around P5, I wouldn't really think about changing the top of swing position. But as you're going to see here in a sec, if we take a look at his transition, we're just going to see that the elbow actually just ends up going a little bit more vertically down than out. And then right around position 5, this elbow is just slightly in front of this line, which for my preference is still too far behind the body. To give you guys a little bit of reference, we like to see the elbow maybe a little bit more towards the middle of the shoe, somewhere kind of right around here. Now from this position as well, we can kind of see that the club shaft is a little bit steep here. Nothing too crazy, right? If it's pointing at the ball or slightly outside of it, it's not that steep. But again, it's really kind of foreshadowing that he might have some type of big miss to the left. Whenever I kind of see that matchup, when I see elbow behind, club shaft slightly steep, especially with a good player, you tend to start seeing the player is probably going to have some type of big miss to the left. Now let's go through some more checkpoints. Now another checkpoint that I like to look for is I draw from the toe another arrow kind of straight up. This just shows me, are the knees moving in close to the golf ball? It can also help me visualize to see if the player's kind of getting a little over rotated. So let's take him down to position 6 and see what he's doing. And there you go. So right around position 6, the first thing I want you guys to notice is you can see a little bit of black outside that yellow line, right? That just means his knee is moved outside of that line, which for my preference is too far towards the golf ball, which means he's starting to get stuck, right? Just think about it, common sense. If you're doing a swing right now and your knee moves really close to the golf ball, your hands don't really have a whole lot of, they really can't go left. All they can really go is out more towards the right, which again promotes that in to out path, which if you get a club face pointing at the target line, let's say, and your path is like 6 degrees right, that's going to be that big miss left, which is exactly what he was doing. Now another thing that we took a look at is if you see this club head right here, this would be behind the body, right? Whenever the club head is behind the hands, or even more for him towards kind of the middle of the shoe, that just shows us that the club head is pretty far behind the body. And just based off this quick little analysis from P4 down to P6, we can definitely see why this player is missing left. And let's just run his swing through real quick so you guys can see the rest of it. From here, we're seeing that because the elbow's a little bit trapped, we're going to see the hands kind of exit a little bit more right of this line, a little bit more flippy here. And then as we start getting him through to the rest of the swing, slight bit of chicken wing kind of right here if you take a look. A little bit of a chicken wing here, we call that in America. I think you guys call it something else different here in Japan, but a little bit of chicken wing. And then from here, just not looking as fully rotated through the shot as he could be. Looks a little stuck, a little stally, and just not quite our preference. So let's go take a look at what we did in the after swing. Alright, so if we take a look at the after swing, I stopped them both at position 4. Let's draw that same line from the heel, and what are we going to notice here? We now notice that the elbow is in front of that line as opposed to his after was behind the line. Now again, let's see the transition. Let's see if we clean that up. Remember the checkpoint. We wanted to see that trail elbow get somewhere right around the middle of the shoe. Remember the before was behind the shoe by quite a bit. And let me get a yellow line to represent that. And then let's see the after swing. Let's see if he changed the path of the elbow. And when we get to position 5, we can now see that, yes, it's right in the middle of the shoe, right? So now he's reaching our checkpoints. Also, because his elbow moved a little bit more out, it allowed the club shaft to lay down a little bit more, which got him more shallow or more so close to our preference. And now he's starting to look like he's in a position to where we're going to get rid of the hook. Elbows more in front, club shaft's a little bit more laid down. Gives us a good chance now to get those hands going left. But there's one thing that can mess it up, and that's that knee moving in closer to the golf ball. So let's see if he actually fixed that as well. So let's draw that same line right here. And then we'll draw the same line right here. And we'll take the before down to P6, right? We already know what that one looks like. Now let's take the after, and wow, you can see a big difference here, right? So first off, kind of minimal difference, but the knee definitely hasn't moved in as close to the golf ball as before, right? So you don't see any of the black pants pointing outside of that, which means the knee didn't move that way. But the bigger difference is going to be where the club head is, right? Club head's way back here on the after, and then, on the before, and then the after, the club head's more in front. Another thing you can kind of take a look at too, so if we draw a line on where the elbow positioning is, let me redo that. So now the elbow's kind of towards in front of the middle of the foot, and now this elbow's more towards the middle of the foot, right? So it's a little bit more in front. So now, Ijiro, the college student, looks like he's in a great spot to where we're going to get rid of those hooks. Let's go take a look at the follow through real quick, because I know you guys wanted to see that as well. All right, so as we take him down into impact and then just past, so just past, you can see that the right part of the hand is still to the right of this line right here. So this line, the hand is still a little bit to the right. Let's take a couple clicks past impact now. And we're seeing a little bit different story here, right? Now we still have a little bit of the right hand right of this line, which is what we prefer. But the majority of the left hand and pretty much a little bit of the right hand is actually the left of that line. So this is looking a lot better. Now let's also take a look at the exit pattern here. So we'll take him up to right around here. We'll do the same thing on the after. And now we're seeing that it looks like he's a little bit more rotated. Let's take him up to P9 here. Take him up to P9, a little bit more rotated, and then let's take him through to the finish. And pretty much the finish looks identical. Maybe he's finishing maybe a little bit more through the head. That when I say through the head, I mean the club shaft, as opposed to this looks more like a hook finish over here on the left. So in review, what did we do? First thing, we got arm structure at the top a little bit better, right? We got that elbow a little bit more externally rotated as opposed to internally rotated and flying. In transition, we focused on the elbow working a little bit more out in transition as opposed to vertically down, which got the club shaft laying down. And then from there, the real talk was the over-rotation, knee working towards the golf ball discussion, making sure that he was sequencing that correctly to where the club head and the hands and the elbow are now more in front of his body where he can exit a little bit more left, shift that path more left, not actually left, but shift the path more left than where it was, which was pretty far right, and then give this player the ability to start hitting more neutral flighted draws. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go down there, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We do have a seminar coming up about matchups, which is kind of what we did with this player right here. If you guys are interested in that, it's going to be at Grandage Golf Club in Nara. It's going to be December 2nd through the 6th. There's only going to be 10 participants per day, so it's going to be a lot smaller seminar than the last one. The reason why we did that was because we got a lot of you guys telling us that you wanted to have basically a smaller field of people, so you got more individual instruction time, and that's why we geared this seminar the way that we did. We wanted to make it a lot smaller and hopefully better for the individual. Now also we have lessons coming up in November and in December, so make sure to hit up the links below too as well, and you can check out those lessons. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time.